Hi and welcome to my studio. This is where I do all my sewing and my drawing and my painting, and this is also where we store the Frenchy and the Punk merchandise that we put together for shows and also for anything that's been ordered online. And I have my little office space here too. For today, it's March 2020. We have a show coming up at the sort of end of March in Cincinnati, where we're going to be putting together the art installation that we came up with a couple of years ago of the bat frog habitat. So I thought I would kind of show some of the elements that we put into the habitat, because everything inside of the art installation is handmade by me. But it's a really cool space. It's a kind of a tent, like a 7x7 tent, and we invite people to come in and just sit for a few minutes and sort of soak in the atmosphere of this very botanical wonderland that we've created. So I'm going to start with showing you some of the elements that I've already made. This is what I did a few years back. I love art installations. I had done some in the 90s when I was living in New York City in an artist loft, and it's something I really gravitate towards, and I love creating an environment. I love being in other artists' installations. And so, for example, this is from Scott's drawings of leaves, and created some fabric. I had some fabric printed with the design, and then once I got the printed fabric, I sewed it together with some felt and put in some wire inside to manipulate it inside the habitat, and I stuffed it with the polyfill so that I could make some vines. So this is an example of the vines that I created for the habitat. Now you may have seen some of these vines in our first Q&A. We were sitting in front of a part of the habitat. I love felt. I love working with felt. Using felt and wire, I was able to make these fun little leaf kind of, actually I don't even know what you would call this, but these fun kind of little things that sit inside of the habitat as part of the environment. And they're fun because I can just kind of manipulate it anyway. It's kind of very Tim Burton-esque. Just as with all of the stuff that I make that's part of our merchandise, with our patches and our tea towels and all that kind of stuff, the pouch for the bamboo utensils, all of that is stuff that we design and that I have printed on fabric, and then I sew to create our merchandise. For example, I have a whole bunch here that I need to cut out and sew for the next show. So what I wanted to show you today, since we're talking about the bat frog habitat, is the sheet of leaves. So you can see I have a nice big sheet of leaves that I have had printed, and I will cut those out. So there I have one leaf. Next I'm going to turn on my iron. I should plug it in first. So while I'm waiting for the iron to get hot, this studio I've had for like a year and a half, I guess. It's been a long time coming. Something I wanted all my life, and the creative process is it can be a struggle. It can be a struggle to get the space you need. It can be a struggle to get the time you need, the materials. It's all a balance, and I feel really fortunate that finally there's a balance between, the thing that we go out there and make a living with, which is the music, which is amazing. I would never have thought I'd be making my living playing music. And the balance of that being able to create in a studio, which is really amazing. So that's nice and hot. Scott texting me. He's actually, yeah, he is in Massachusetts working on doing some stuff with the outpatients recordings from way back in the 80s and 90s. So that'll be exciting. I don't know if he's going to be putting out a vinyl of his old hardcore punk stuff. We shall see about that. Maybe he'll do a studio chat about that. I'm going to cut out my felt and I go to my sewing machine. I have a regular sewing machine and I also have a serger. The serger I use for the patches, especially the patches, and the tea towels. I don't use it for the bats, obviously, because the bats are small. There's a lot of turning and things, which I wouldn't be able to do on the serger. Plus, it just doesn't make sense to use a serger to do the bats. But this regular machine is perfect for that kind of stuff. So there I have it sewn along the edges. So I'm going to take out the pins and I will turn it inside out. I do a lot of turning inside out because I do the same thing with my bat, which is not easy. It's always hard to turn things inside out. And then I have to go back to ironing it again. And I'm going to make sure that everything is popped out, get nice and flat. Because I have the other leaves as well that I did yesterday. So I need to finish the stalks. That would be ready to hang into the installation. Also do smaller leaves and make like little trees. There's a lot of like fun stuff around that you can see. And the installation is really cool with the lighting too, because we make it sort of glowy and sort of avatar-like. It's not just the vines that are kind of hanging all over the place. We have bat frogs kind of on the walls and things like that. As you're all aware, this is a strange time that we're all going through with this virus that is spreading globally, and a lot of events are being canceled. I hope you're having an awesome day. And that you're being creative or finding ways to be creative, whether it's sewing or painting or drawing or gardening or cooking or whatever it is that makes you feel like you're problem solving and getting something accomplished. I think that's what creating is all about, and it's empowering, so just do it. Don't wait. Okay.